Hello and welcome to Aussie Baby Boomers Travel. This week we are travelling to the Sunshine Coast. We are flying up to the Sunshine Coast to Maroochydore and we're staying at the Alexandra Headlands. So we flew JQ794. We flew out of Tullamarine. Make sure you get a coffee from Brunetti's before you jump on the plane. It is a bit of an institution in Melbourne, so please definitely do that. We did end up being at the very last row in the back of the plane. The reason being was we were originally going to give Bonza a go to fly up because I hadn't flown them before, but unfortunately they went bust. So Jetstar kindly took a lot of the passengers' bookings, and we ended up flying Jetstar, which we normally don't. They normally do get a bit of a bad rap, but this flight, nothing to complain about, even though we were at the very last seat and you can't put the seat back. But in saying that, we could get on at the very back, so we were right at the, as soon as we got on the plane, we were there. So we flew the A320-200.
If we need to leave the aircraft quickly, taking your personal items with you will slow you down, so please leave everything behind. If a mask like this appears from above you, pull it down firmly to start a supply of oxygen. Quickly put it over your mouth and nose, and breathe normally. Keep the mask in place by fitting and tightening the strap, and then help others around you. There is a life jacket located in a pouch under your seat, if it is required.
So as you can see at the very back of the plane, this is the menu. They only accept card, no cash, so just be aware of that. There was a fair bit there. I tried the bubbles and they were quite nice. Now this was our crew, they were amazing. So thank you very much to Karina and her sidekick, they were fantastic. A fairly smooth flight, nothing to really, there were no bumpy bits, or it was about a 2-hour flight, so it wasn't too bad. So yeah, the crew were amazing. They offered us an extra cup of tea because we were bumped to the very end row. But in saying that, we were, because they you can get off at the forward and the back of the plane when we arrived at the Sunshine Coast, we were one of the first off to the carousel. So that was worth it. So this is us flying into the Sunshine Coast. Alexandra Head, where we were staying, is quite close. We ended up getting a taxi, which did cost us about $49.
If your phone is within reach, you may now deactivate flight safe mode. Refueling will take place upon arrival. The usage of your mobile phone is not permitted as you walk across the tarmac. We will be using the forward and rear lift hand.
So picking up the luggage was pretty straightforward. Now this is a map, so when you come out of the terminal, if you do want to hire a car, you turn to the left and all the hire cars were there. So we ended up, this is the food court, which was quite nice, not huge, but it had everything that you needed. When we did load, we were sort of loaded in it was kind of like a temporary shelter, I guess, in case it rains, and we were back here at a little bit further forward when we took off. Now we flew back on a Saturday. There were lots of families on the flight, lots of kids, so I don't know if you've got the opportunity. It might be nicer to fly during the week when there's more business people and not so many kids. But if you don't have that opportunity, hey, it's still important to get out and about and around. So this is my quick review of Jetstar.